What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. With that being said, man, I want to speak on the fact that ESPN just recently reported that there's almost no interest, right, in LeBron James, as far as other teams wanting him in a trade, or even not a trade, but just to sign LeBron James to their team, right? And in my opinion, I mean, it's not surprising. In my opinion, I just think teams don't want to deal with like that circus that comes with LeBron James. And on top of that, the the risk and reward don't really pan out. You're talking about a guy who's going to be this will be his 23rd year in the league. I don't believe that a lot of teams think that LeBron James is still top, like a top 5, top 10 player in the league. So why bring LeBron James in? Then on top of that, then you have to deal with like the situation with like his son, like is his son going to come and play with the team? Teams don't want to deal with that. LeBron James could possibly, most likely, disrupt the chemistry on your team, especially if you're on a team that has a contender. You know what I mean? Like if if the team think they're going to be in the running to make it to the finals, you really don't need to bring LeBron James and his and his and all the drama that comes with LeBron James. So that's, in my opinion, that's a big part of it, right? And so now LeBron James recently he came out and said that rings didn't matter. Then he turned around probably like a few days later and said that he wanted to be on a team that was challenging, for a championship, that wanted to win. So like, which one is it? You know, do you want to win? Or rings don't matter. Like it's just so much confusion, and most of the confusion is coming from LeBron James personally. And I think that LeBron James right now just realized that his career is winding down. He also is, in my opinion, I think LeBron James is on a sinking ship, right? I think that LeBron James realized that this like his relevance is coming to an end. I think that once LeBron James is out of the league, I think his relevance will fade. I don't think that LeBron James will have like the lasting impact of like a Kobe Bryant uh or Magic Johnson. I just don't think that. I think that LeBron James, he misused his time while he was in the league. I think he should have more so been focused on building relationships. A lot of times people were saying that LeBron James was more of a diva and kind of rubbing people the wrong ways. Now don't get me wrong, they said the same thing about Michael Jordan. They said the same thing about Kobe. Like Kobe could be a jerk or a narcissist, and the same thing about Mike. But the difference between Mike, those two guys, and LeBron James, I think that at least Mike and Kobe developed relationships with the right people. I don't think that LeBron James developed the relationships that he needed to. And my point is, like, LeBron James came out a while ago and said that the draft was rigged, right? And so when you come out and say things like that about the league, you really don't, you're really biting the hand that feeds you, and that's something that you don't want to do. One thing about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, those guys, they were loyal to the league. So they would not have come out and just said something like that, like the league is like they rigged the draft or something like that. They wouldn't come out and make those kind of statements, whether they believed it or not, I don't think that Mike, Magic, or Kobe would have said something like that. So they were a lot wiser in the way that they moved around the league, you know. And so with LeBron James not really building a lot of relationships, I think that he's worried about like not being relevant. Then on top of that, LeBron James, in my opinion, and in most people's opinion, he lost the GOAT debate. He basically lost it, right? And so with losing that GOAT debate, I think that's going to affect him financially. A lot of people don't see that, but I always said that, like that GOAT debate was about being able to stay relevant. For LeBron and Michael Jordan, it was about being able to stay relevant after your career is over with. And every move that LeBron James made once he left once he left Cleveland the first time, in my opinion, it was all downhill after that. Once he left Cleveland that first time, um, it was all downhill. Not to say that it wasn't salvageable, but he just made everything that LeBron did, in my opinion, like all those decisions really just backfired on him. Leaving when he left Cleveland, then he left Miami, and as Dr. J called it, like cherry picking. Once it became obvious that LeBron James was just cherry picking so he could win rings, then he lost the respect of his peers. And besides his core fan base, he lost, like diehard basketball fans just saw it for what it was. They just saw LeBron James as someone who was just cherry picking and trying to win. Then on top of that, then you fast forward to LeBron James bringing his son to the league, knowing that his son is not qualified. Um, and that wasn't a good look, and it wasn't a good business strategy. So whatever leverage LeBron James had, he used that leverage to get his son in the league, which I think in the long run is going to bite him, is going to bite him in the backside when you use that kind of leverage. Instead of LeBron James being the kind of person that would like that would grow relationships the right way. You don't use your leverage to force people into doing things that they know that they shouldn't be doing. And so in the long run, in the short run, he kind of held the Lakers hostage, and the Lakers had to draft his son, because LeBron James was the face of the league. So they, basically brought his son on, at the number 55 pick. But in the long run, I think that's going to come back and hurt LeBron James. LeBron James saying that he was he said that once he won that championship in Cleveland, that made him the GOAT. And, real ghosts don't have to say that. Real ghosts would never say that. And so it just seems like everything that LeBron do is just out of desperation. It's obvious, and it's making him, it's just making him look so desperate and delusional. That's why I say once LeBron James' career is over with, um, it's going to be interesting to see how many sponsors really just step away from LeBron James. And I always tell people that like Nike don't need Mike and LeBron James. If Mike is the GOAT, then you can just go with LeBron James. I mean, with Michael Jordan. And another way, and think about this. Caitlin Clark she just came out with her shoe, right? And it's the Kobe 5. It's the Kobe 5, the Mamba 5, something like that, right? And so you're merging her brand, Caitlin Clark brand, with the Kobe Bryant brand, right? So if LeBron James, and that's Nike. So if LeBron James is in good standing, why didn't they merge Caitlin Clark's brand with Kobe Bryant with LeBron James brand. And I think that Nike, it was a first of all, I thought it was a brilliant move to merge those two brands. Number one, Kobe Bryant has always supported the WNBA, right? So the WNBA with Caitlin Clark and Kobe Bryant, that was a good merger. But you don't see anybody going up under LeBron James umbrella as far as like his shoes or his merch and stuff like that. Michael Jordan has Team Jordan. You have Ray Allen. I think at one time you had Reggie Miller, Carmelo Anthony. You have players under the Michael Jordan, umbrella, as far as helping to move his merch. Now with Kobe Bryant, you have I think it's Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark, right? But nobody is coming under the LeBron James umbrella as far as like supporting his merch or joining their brand. And that's because LeBron James over his career, like his brand is well, lately his brand has been suffering and his brand has been taking hits. So of course it would not have been wise to merge um Caitlin Clark's brand with LeBron James' brand, which in my opinion, his brand is basically like a sinking ship, like I said. And people will see, like I think LeBron James will play this year with the Lakers. I don't think he'll play, he might try to go somewhere else and play. He got 1 or 2 more years, in my opinion. 1 or 2 more. He may play 2 years in the league, but after that, it'll be over with. Um, and then we'll see, then that's when we'll see like what these really his business relationships and the brands, we'll see like what these big sponsors think of LeBron James. And that'll show, everybody think that LeBron James is basically cemented as far as like with Nike. I don't think so. I think that Nike will separate themselves from LeBron James. His image is just taking a too big of a hit, and they don't need that. You got Caitlin Clark, you got Michael Jordan, you got Kobe Bryant. Like LeBron, and out of all those, LeBron James is the only one whose image is just really just his brand is taking a hit. So that's my take on it. That's why I think LeBron James he's a sinking ship. Um, and with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also leave a comment, and I'll check you all out on the next video. Peace.